The NBA Finals is tied at a game apiece. Yes, you heard that right. The Miami Heat beat the Denver Nuggets 111 to 108 in Game 2 as we begin episode 59 of True Sports. I'm Taylor Phillips along with Louis Tenor to my right, to the right of your screen. Bam Adebayo had 21 points and 9 rebounds. Jimmy Butler, 21 points, 9 assists. Vincent with 23. Gabe Vincent with 23 points, leading the Heat in scoring. For the Denver Nuggets, in a losing cause, Nikola Jokic, 41 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. And the Nuggets still lost.
Yeah.
They've been committing too many costly fouls, allowing the
Well,
Heat to extend their lead. But the Nuggets came back only to fall short by 3.
fouls will do it to you every time. If you keep fouling that, you're going to give your opponents a chance, and Miami was able to take advantage of it. And that's how they were able to get it.
Yep.
Shocking nonetheless. I mean, I know they win a game, but I thought maybe they went on their own home court, not in Denver's territory. So, I mean, a sweep I knew was going to happen, but how this turned out, that's entirely different story. So now Miami has a little bit of an edge as they head to games 3 and 4
South
down
Beach.
down South Beach.
Yep. South
Oh,
Beach,
my friend,
Florida.
don't love this. Yeah,
Southeastern Atlantic and Gulf Coast. It's going to be hotter, I tell you.
yeah,
So,
and not just the temperature either. Oh boy.
Adebayo shot 8 of 14 from the court. Jamal Murray also got a double double, 18 and 10 assists.
Wow.
So off the bench, I believe that was Bruce Brown, 11 points off the bench. So game 3 not until Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on ABC. We're gonna get to the Stanley Cup Final Game 2 up next. It's Monday at 8 on TN. That's tomorrow night at 8 on TNT. What
Mhm.
do the Florida Panthers need to do to even the series?
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty even up until the start of the third period, and just the Golden Knights just, exploded on offense. And, that's what I think the Panthers got to watch out for. But like I said, I think the Panthers are going to have a tough time with this series. I mean, Denver, the Knights have just
Vegas,
shown,
Vegas,
how they
not
just
Denver.
shown, right, Vegas has shown how they've been dominant all year. And, it's going to be very tough for the Panthers. They need to work on their offense to get, and, how to stop all the
Yeah,
Golden
have a
Knights throughout.
stronger third period.
They did. Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
the Panthers need to have a stronger third period. That's what I
yeah,
meant.
exactly. I mean, because they held in there for the first two periods, and when the Panthers tie it up, I thought they was gonna make a real game out of it, and possibly even send the game to overtime. But the Knights just went on a tear in the third period,
Somehow
and
they
ending
did.
and ending with the empty netter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, Mark Stone with that incredible forecheck pick and the goal in the slot,
Oh yeah.
beating Sergei Bobrovsky.
The captain comes through.
So I make two more new NHL division realignment concepts. I only have one of them
Hmm.
ready. Got the West, North, Original Six, and East divisions. The West Division consists of the Ducks, Coyotes, Avalanche, Stars, Kings, Blues, Sharks, and Golden Knights. The North
Mm.
Division, the Flames, the Blue Jackets, the Oilers, Wild, Senators, Kraken, Canucks, and Jets.
Hmm.
The Original Six Division, of course, the Bruins, Blackhawks, Red Wings, Canadians, Devils, Islanders, Rangers, and Maple Leafs.
All right.
And then finally, the East Division, the Sabres, Hurricanes, Panthers, Predators, Flyers, Penguins, Lightning, and Capitals.
That sounds interesting. Except the Devils were not part of the original. Devils and Islanders were not part of the original six, but I get it.
No, no, no. There has to be eight 8 teams
Okay, then
each.
8. Okay, so
So
we got 8.
so
Not
yeah.
bad, not a bad realignment.
Yeah, see the Rangers and
Yeah,
Devils, they really freaking hate each other.
of course. I knew that from the beginning.
Yeah. I'll be right back in a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Second
Well,
one here.
mm,
You also got the original six Northeast, South, and Pacific divisions. First off,
mm,
the original six division for concept number 8. The Red Wings,
mm,
Blackhawks, Maple Leafs, Canadians, Bruins, Rangers, Wild, and Blue Jackets.
mm. I like that with the 6. Those are the heated rivalries, and those are the ones that really can't stand each other. Plus the extra two. I like that. I like that division lineup. That's
Yeah.
a classic lineup. That's a classic.
Well, except with the one of the the
Yeah,
two expansion teams from the year 2000 actually, but
right.
really kind of within the center region of the border of North America, like the heart of it.
Yes.
You got the Northeast Division, the Sabres, Islanders, Devils, Senators, Penguins, Flyers, Jets, and Blue Jackets.
Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty interesting division right there. Though I don't know how Devils fans are gonna would like that idea because they like to see the Devils and Rangers go at each other and just want to beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it would
I
disappoint a
may
lot.
want to. In fact, to be honest,
Yeah.
I'm willing to admit I may want to rethink this one, but I'm going to
Mm,
continue with the other two divisions. The
okay.
South Division, the Lightning, the Panthers, the Stars, the Predators, Blues, Capitals, Hurricanes, and Coyotes.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of like that, especially with that division right there.
Yeah, along
Except with the
the
Coyotes. Yeah.
yeah, the Coyotes are Southwest. Get it?
Yeah. Yes.
And then the
Oh,
Pacific, the Oilers, Flames, Canucks, Kraken, Kings, Sharks, Ducks, and Golden Knights,
mm,
as they are as they are as they are in reality right now.
yes. Yes, they are. But the thing is, though, it's tough to figure with the Coyotes because they don't know if they're going to stay in Arizona or not. I mean, there have been proposals of maybe trying to keep them in Arizona, but the reality is that they might be trying to move somewhere else.
Like Houston.
And there's Houston was one. There was a rumor of Hartford, but that seems very, very slim. The arena can't really hold that much for a hockey arena and whatnot. That was only a small consideration. Um, Houston was one area. There was a slew of others. It was announced last week, but Hartford was one of them. So I was thinking maybe calling it a revival of the Hartford Whalers, which is now the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one.
Yeah. Trouble is they couldn't find a fan base there because you got the Rangers, Devils, and Islanders on the left on this side, and you got the Bruins on the other side. So Hartford felt kind of lost.
Yeah. So
That was the problem.
I may want to. So again, I may want to rethink that last
Yeah.
division realignment concept. Probably an Atlantic division with teams with 8 teams along the Atlantic shore, and then a
Mm,
Northwest division, and then a Southwest division.
mm, that seems legit.
Yeah. So what? So uh, still more baseball to recap on your true sports report. So go ahead.
All right, we'll get to that because now all the games are done for the evening, and it goes this way. First up, the Pirates beat the Cardinals 2-1. Hill got the win. Malenko's got the loss, and Bednar got the save. Phillies over the Nationals 11-3. Suarez got the win. Williams got the loss. The Rays over the Red Sox 6-2. Bradley got the win. Hullock got the loss. Brewers over the Reds 5-1. Hauser got the win, and Lively got the loss. and that means he wasn't very lively to begin with. Okay. Marlins over the A's, 7-5. Scott got the win. Pruitt got the loss, and Florio got the save. All right. I wish they would do that. All right. So before I was really interrupted, the Blue Jays over the Mets 6-4. Yep, that's three in a row they lost. Pearson got the win, Leon got the loss, and Romano got the save. 3-game sweep. Oh boy. Angels over the Astros 2-1. Davinsky got the win, Matten got the loss, and Estevez got the save. Guardians over Twins 2-1. Karnacek got the win, Ryan got the loss, and Cleese got the save. Royals over Rockies 2-0. Singer got the win, Freeland got the loss, and Barlow got the save. White Sox over the Tigers 6-2. Hendricks got the win, Lang got the loss. Rangers over the Mariners 12-3. Evaldi got the win, Miller got the loss.
Alex Lane gave up a walk-off grand slam to Jake Berger in the bottom of the ninth.
Eek, what a
When
way
it
to
was tied
lose.
at 2 with one
Wow, what a
out.
way to lose a game.
Yeah, Lane just had a rough outing. That's it. I'm
Yeah.
sure he can get back on his horse
Hope he won't fall off
because
again.
I know he's better than
Ooh,
that.
yeah. Orioles over the Giants 8-3. Wells got the win. DeStefani got the loss. Braves over the D-backs 8-5. Minter got the win. Castro got the loss, and Iglesias got the save. Cubs over the Padres 7-1. Stroman got the win. Weathers got the loss. And the Yankees bounced back. Yankees won 4-1 over the Dodgers. Holmes got the win. Phillips got the loss, and Ochoa Purnell got the save. All right, so we'll go to the schedule. It's a lighter schedule tomorrow, as Monday it usually is. And we break it down this way. All right, so tomorrow's schedule goes like this. Whoops. No, one day game tomorrow, actually, as the Rays take on the Red Sox at 4:05. The Tigers take on the Phillies at 6:40. Also at 6:40 are the Royals and the Marlins. 7:05, the A's take on the Pirates. 7:07, the Astros take on the Blue Jays. 7:10, the Brewers take on the Reds. 8:05, the Cardinals take on the Rangers. And at 9:10, the Cubs take on the Padres. So now we'll update the standings here again. As it gets a little bit more interesting now in the month of June, the Rays are 42-19, have a 4-game lead over the Orioles at 37-23. Yankees 36-26, 6 back. The Blue Jays 33-27, 8.5 back, and the Red Sox 30-29, 11 back. Still all respectable. In the Comedy Central, that's the AL Comedy Central, the Twins 31-29 have a 3.5-game lead with the Guardians at 27-32. Also, 3.5 back are the Tigers at 26-31. 5.5 back are the White Sox at 26-35. And the Royals are 18-41, 12.5 back. Yuck. To the West, Rangers 38-20, a 3.5-game lead with the Astros at 35-24. The Angels 31-30, 8.5 back. The Mariners are 29-30, 9.5 back. And the A's are still the A's, bringing up the rear at 12-49, 27.5 back. Wow. Okay, to the National League side. Braves 35-24, 3.5 back. The Marlins 32-28, 5.5 back. The Mets are now 30-30, 5 back. The Phillies are 27-32, 8 back, and the Nationals 10 back at 25-34. As I said, the Mets got swept this weekend as well. Wow. All right, to the Central, the Brewers 32-27. The Pirates are hanging in there 31-27, just a half game back. Cubs 26-32, 5.5 back. The Reds 26-33, 6 back, and At 7.5 back are the Cardinals at 25 and 35. And finally, in the West, it's still tied between the D-backs and the Dodgers at 35 and 25. The Giants 29 and 35.5 back. The Padres 27 and 32, 7.5 back, and the Rockies 26 and 35, 9.5 back. Oh boy. Now, in some cases, the divisions are tightening up, but the others are starting to run away with a bit. And of course, Oakland should be done by next week. Oh boy. You get the point. Now, as we mentioned, game 2 tomorrow night in the Stanley Cup playoffs, as the Golden Knights take on Florida Panthers, and the Golden Knights have a 1-0 lead in this series, as the Knights just exploded for 3 goals in the third period after being a close net contest in the first 2 periods. I'll get to that in a little while. Oh, I have some other scores here to mention. Most of the college baseball games are done for the evening. Some were delayed by rain. So we'll break down a few of them right now. Quite a few upsets here, as Charlotte lost number 4 Clemson 3-2. Here was the big upset of the day. TCU upset Arkansas at number 3, 20-5. Okay. Xavier over number 6 Vanderbilt, 2-1. Other games: Florida over UConn 8-2. Florida's second ranked. 8th ranked Stanford beat Cal Fullerton 6-5. Miami number 9 beat Louisiana 8-5. They actually played 2 games today, but they also lost to Texas 10-6. Coastal Carolina beat Rider 13-5. Yuck. And they also beat Duke 8-6. They played 2 games. Kentucky blanked West Virginia 10-0. South Carolina number 16 beat Campbell 16-7. In 13 innings, Iowa beat North Carolina 6-5. East Carolina beat Oklahoma 8-5. BC over Troy 4-1. Oh boy. Charlotte over Tennessee over Charlotte 9-2. I think Tennessee played a 14-inning game last night. Campbell over NC State 11-1. Maryland George Mason over Maryland 11-10. Oof. And Dallas Baptist over Washington 9-1, which is becoming the surprise team of the college baseball tournament so far. Dallas Baptist, that is. And okay, and I got some USFL notes here. As the Memphis Showboats beat my New Jersey Generals 25-16, and their Showboats are now 5-3. Generals now 2-6. That's disgusting. And the Michigan Panthers beat the New Orleans Breakers. The Breakers beat the Panthers 24-20. Panthers are 3-5, while the Breakers are 5-3. Generals started out so well this season, and they just collapsed and died. Okay, WNBA, the Connecticut Sun over the Dallas Wings 80-74. The Chicago Sky beat the New York Liberty 86-82 after New York gave up a 19-point lead in the third quarter. That's disgusting. And the Vegas Aces over the Indiana Fever 84-80. Right, so now let's get to the news of the day. First up, Victor Hovland was happy with his first 3 tour victories, even though they're at resort courses, soft and susceptible to firing at flags. He wanted to win on American soil, where par was the premium, and got every bit of it during the Memorial Tournament, which wrapped up today. 2 shots behind and facing the toughest 3 holes at Murfield Village, Hovland set his sights on the score instead of the leader, Dennis McCarthy, and delivered his best stuff of the day. Hovland made a birdie and was the only one of the day made on the 17th hole, around 2 par, stays for 2 under 70 that forced him into a playoff where he beat McCarthy with a 7-foot par to win the Memorial. The next major, of course, is the U.S. Open 2 weeks from now. On to the tragic news of the day. Oh boy, here it goes. A motorcycle rider perished, and a triathlete was seriously injured in the Ironman triathlon competition in Germany. The rider, who was carrying a camera operator, crashed head-on with a cyclist at a narrow part of the race where both lanes were used by both competitors, and motorbikes carrying camera operators were riding down the middle of the road. The crash occurred on live TV before Germany broadcaster ARD interrupted the transmission. The 70-year-old rider was pronounced dead on the scene. The police said the triathlete, who was only 26, suffered several injuries. The camera operator, who was in shock, was also taken to the hospital for treatment. I'd be in shock too. The closure of the racetrack was unavoidable in the area of the accident, said the Hamburg police in a statement. The athletes had to get up in front of the accident site and cross over to the dike towards the direction of the city center. The racetrack had to be briefly diverted. The race was interrupted, briefly, but did resume later. Although I don't know how you can resume after that. Okay. Now here's something interesting here. The owners of the Panthers and the Golden Knights are teaming up to donate $100,000 to organizations serving veterans at the end of this year's finals. The best of seven began last night. Knights owner Bill Foley and Panthers owner Vincent Viola announced their donation yesterday and are both graduates of U.S. Military Academy at West Point. Foley went on to serve in the Air Force, while Viola served in the Army. So far, very interesting. There's more. The owners chose the organization that will receive the donation from the other owner. As a result, Viola and the Panthers will contribute to the Folded Flag Foundation, and the Knights will make a donation to the Golden Star Teen Adventurers. Worthy causes. Okay, I think we touched on this last night, but I'll just go over it a little bit. Mike Babcock is expected to become the next head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Well, lots of luck there. The report came from TSN. Babcock's last coaching job was with the Maple Leafs for 5 seasons before being fired in 2019. He signed an 8-year deal with the Leafs that would have expired on June 30th, after which he's expected to join the Blue Jackets. There's more. The Blue Jackets are still working on the details of the next coach's deal, and I won't confirm that it was Babcock. The previous coach, Brad Larson, was fired after 2 seasons. Columbus missed the playoffs for the 3rd straight season and finished with the worst record in the East and the 2nd worst in franchise history. That was after they signed winger Johnny Radeau on a 7-year deal to join such stars as Patrick Lalane and defenseman Zach Werenski, who was limited to 13 games due to an injury. Babcock has coached 1,301 games with the Leafs, Red Wings, and Ducks, and won a Stanley Cup with the Red Wings in 2008, and coached Team Canada to gold twice in the Winter Olympics of 2010 and 2014. And that 2010 though was a heart stopper. Miami Heat guard Caleb Martin missed yesterday's practice with an illness, the Heat announced. On top of Martin's absence, head coach Eric Spoelstra did not rule out Tyler Hero for Game 2 of the finals against the Nuggets as he continues to recover from a broken hand. However, Spoelstra did not want to put a timeline on his return. Hero has been out since Game 1 in their series against the Bucks and has been doing more in his workouts in the last week and is close to a return. The status on Hero has not changed yet, said Spoelstra. Prior to the Heat's practice, I'm not trying to be elusive about that. All we are focused on now is his process and continuing his process to get prepared whenever that timeline is. And when he's ready to go, I'll let you know. When asked if we were all here for Game 2, Spoelstra reiterated on his stance. We are taking it game by game, said Spoelstra. I will tell you on Sunday. The status has not changed. You can read into that. This, of course, was prior to Game 2 tonight. The Golden Knights took Game 1 against the Panthers, which is something they have done throughout the postseason, trailing early, but then surging ahead and coming away with a victory. Vegas leading 2-1 late in the second period until Anthony Duclair tied the score with 10 seconds left in the period. His goal set up a third period that saw both teams come out more aggressive, but it was the Golden Knights who exploded with 3 goals in the third to give the Knights a 5-2 win. Oh boy, that was explosive. It was an unfortunate bounce at the end of the second, so I thought we had a good period and started to gain momentum. That's said by Captain Mark Stone. I really liked how we were playing. I thought the third period, they really are a good team and create stuff. But overall, I think we played a great period, or I should say, greater period. The Knights had to come back 9 times in the postseason to pull off wins against their opponents. That happened in Game 1 after Eric Stahl gave the Panthers the early lead of 1-0, but did not last as Jonathan Marshall scored later to even things up in the first period. The Knights took the lead midway in the second as Shane Theodore scored his first goal in the playoffs.
It was Marcia So that got the first goal of the for the Vegas Golden Knights.
The player's goal was a product of a face-off scrum that was left to Aiden Hill. A loose puck was up for grabs. The player barely made a full stride and instantly ripped a wrist shot that deflected off Zach Whitecloud's stick before it beat Knights goaltender Hill to tie the score to Whitecloud. Knights coach Bruce Cassidy said the Panthers deserved to score a goal in the second period. He referenced how the Panthers kept threatening, such as when Alexander Barkov had a shot bounced off the post that could have made the difference. Could have made a difference earlier. Panthers coach Paul Maurice said that both teams traded scoring chances in the third. While this is true, the Panthers appeared to be more aggressive. It started when Hill slapped a wrist shot from Nick Cousins just 20 seconds into the period, and it continued when the Panthers generated 4 shots within 40 seconds, less than 4 minutes into the third. I think both teams traded a bit, said Panthers coach Paul Maurice. We had a good chance right out of the gate, and I think they came down and had a chance. The gate opened a bit. We were all right with that as well. We played a tight game. We played a loose game, and not that we referred to, but we don't mind a little rush end at times. Whitecloud scored the first of the 3 goals for the Knights in the third, and was finished off with an empty netter by Riley Smith. The game was intense for the first 2.5 periods until that goal scoring surge by the Knights. Oh, that's what I look at. Suns associate head coach Kevin Young is staying with the franchise on a new deal worth more than $2 million on an annual basis. That would make him the highest paid assistant coach, sources told ESPN yesterday. The Suns were determined to keep Young on head of Frank Vogel's staff and made a significant comment to keep him following former coach Monty Williams to the Pistons, that according to sources. Young became one of the league's top assistant coaches and was one of 3 finalists for the job before Vogel landed the job on Friday. Young had a strong relationship with Devin Booker and had a great deal of support with the organization to be retained with Vogel, and Vogel is finalizing a 5-year deal to become the next head coach of the franchise. Wow. Oops. I'll have to take care of that later. That enlargement. Okay. There we go. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Yankee slugger Aaron Judge was out of tonight's lineup against the Dodgers after banging his right toe after he made an incredible running catch in right field in the 8th inning as the Yankees beat the Dodgers last night. Manager Aaron Boone said the defending AL MVP was receiving treatment on his right foot. Boone does not think the Judge will need to head to the injured list, but that is something to be watched over in the next few days. The Yankees do have tomorrow off before they begin a 6-game homestand on Tuesday, beginning on Tuesday, starting with the White Sox. He felt sore last night and this morning. He seemed to be better this afternoon as he was moving around, said Boone. Judge knocked open the door of the visiting bullpen while trying to make a catch on J.D. Martinez's liner into right field corner, with Max Muncy on first base and nobody out. Judge made the catch an instant before running into the bullpen door, which was partially open when he hit it. The Yankees did manage to win 6-3 last night, and he does lead the American League with 19 home runs. Oh boy. But he'll be okay. All right, the Giants placed. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, Wood, right pitcher Wood, on the 15-day injured list today with a low back strain. The move is retroactive Thursday after he gave 6 runs on 8 hits and a loss to the Pirates. Wood is 1-1 with a 4.8 ERA in 8 games and 7 starts, his second trip to the injured list this season. He missed 3 weeks earlier with a strained left hamstring. Yeah, when it rains, it pours. He pitched for the Braves, Dodgers, Reds, and Giants, has 248 career games with 197 starts. In a corresponding move, the Giants recalled right-hander Christian Beck from AAA Sacramento. For you Mets fans out there, I have some good news. Howard Johnson and Al Leiter were introduced into the Mets Hall of Fame prior to yesterday's game against the Blue Jays. Johnson played for the Mets from 1985 to 1993. He ranks third in team history with 202 stolen bases, fourth in home runs with 192, and 629 RBIs. Leiter, who grew up as a Mets fan before pitching for the Mets from 1998 to 2004. Johnson first broke into the majors in 1982 with the Detroit Tigers and finished up with the Cubs in 1995. There's not a day that goes by that you don't think about being able to play the game that we did when we were 25. Play that level, Johnson said. Every time you get out of bed, it's a reminder that, well, it was a long time ago. It's like two different people. And the older you get, that person goes further and further away. Both players were joined by broadcasters Gary Cohen and Howie Rose in the broadcast booth. Yeah, they call him Howie. Nationals pitcher Steven Strasburg has severe nerve damage, leading to doubt if he will ever pitch again, that according to the Washington Post. Strasburg was shut down over a month ago and was not able to take part in rehab, per the report. He had surgery to treat thorax syndrome and has not pitched a game since last June. So it's been a while. He has a history of nerve issues. After an off-season throwing session at the Nationals Park back in February, he reported nerve pain in his neck and his shoulder. He missed spring training and was placed on the 60-day injured list before opening day, even though he is eligible to come off the list. He is not in the Nationals' plans. He continued to stay in shape by working on his lower body, but that stopped to pain, tingling, and numbness, the big three. Strasburg has only pitched 31 innings in the last 3 seasons since winning World Series MVP honors when the Nationals beat the Astros in that World Series. Oh, how quickly they have fallen since then. First baseman John Singleton is back in the majors after 8 years. Oh yeah, we took care of that. But what a way to have that, down. He might never pitch again. Ugh, that's just a shame. Hopefully he'll do better than that. Okay, so I think I just wrapped up all of my reports, so I'll just turn it back over to you.
ticket.
Yeah, I'll turn back over to you now.
All right. So, oh yeah, episode 59 of True Sports. My apologies for dozing. Has been uh, well, well, has come to a close. I'm Taylor Phillips. He's Louis Tenor. We'll talk tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Ta
Right.
ta.
No, good night, folks.